Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Leonardo66 here, to talk to you a little bit more about Warframe. This time I have some interesting news. So I've been watching Mugamu's videos about Warframe, the interview he had with Steve Sinclair and Rebecca Ford. Steve Sinclair is the creative director of Warframe and Rebecca Ford is the community director for Warframe. And they had some interesting things to say. So let's go by topics. Okay, one of the interesting things Steve Sinclair talked about was about they are going to introduce in Warframe a competitive PvP. They say it won't be like Lunaro, because Lunaro is like a sport, but it'll be something like that. Now, I must say that I play a little bit of Lunaro, and I didn't dislike it, but of course, like everything in Conclave, if it doesn't have rewards or good rewards, you just stop playing it. So, no, I think Lunaro is not a bad mission type, it just lacks a lot of things, including rewards. One of the things that I suggested in the forums was that it had a kind of a mini-map on top to give you the position of the other players and your players, just like, you know, any other soccer game, NFL game, FIFA, football. Every one of those games has a little map so you can tell the location of your mates are. So when you pass the ball, you don't actually have to be looking at the edge of the field to throw the ball. I mean, you just throw it and you know that the other player is going to catch it. There, you didn't have that. So you have to be looking around all the time to find the player and then throw the ball at him and all that. So the idea of now having a competitive PvP did excite me a little bit. Now, this is because since Destiny had Gambit, it was around the same time that arbitrations appeared in Warframe. And I thought that this was a good mode to put competitive PvP. I know people don't like PvP in Warframe. I know some people downright hate it. But I put a post in the forums, and there was an interesting debate about what you could do, what you could not do. But I think that if they create not exactly an endless mode, but a kind of a type of mission that you have to complete something like in the endless mode, like protect a target or destroy a boss or something like that. And then the other team is doing the same thing, and you're competing to how much kills you got or how fast you defeat the boss. I think it's interesting, as long as the rewards are not like this team wins everything and the other team gets nothing. I mean, if it's like that, people just not. But I think it was interesting that Warframe people are thinking about it. They're, of course, like everything, they're working on it. Like they just got an idea, they put it on a piece of paper, and it's there. But I think it's a nice concept that I hope they can fulfill it with success. The other thing he talked about was new bosses. There will be 3 new bosses in Warframe. Of course, one of them we already know. Actually, 2 of them we know what they are. One of them will be the new spider, which, for a funny fact, sits in a pond in Orvalis. I don't know if you find it. If you do, check it out. We have no information about what it'll be like. They know that it's going to implement it this year. So that's one boss. The other boss will be the Flying Eidolon. Now, they showed this in a dev stream, and it will, just like this Eidolon, it will have, you know, parts that are sentient and parts that are gathered from other structures. It will come with the new Gas City. Now, the Gas City remaster is almost done, but the thing is, they said that they are not working on a new open world. Although they're working on a new faction of people and a new village or something like that, they said they are not working on new open worlds, which kind of made me curious about how they are going to do it, because right now we have the Plains of Eidolon with an Eidolon there, we have the Orvalis with the spiders, and now they want to put a giant Flying Eidolon in the Gas City, but it won't be an open world. I mean, even if it is an open world, it'll have to be some kind of new tile or new mission. And then they're working on those peoples for a new village. Now, I don't know if he said they're not working on new open worlds after this one, which they'll introduce maybe later in the year, or if they're not working on open worlds, period. I mean, there are 2 open worlds, one on Venus, one on Earth, and that's it. So, I don't know, mixed feelings. Another thing that they're working on, and it's coming this year, as there were 3 new reworks. One of them will be Ember, because you know everybody knows that Ember got nerfed. The range of her World on Fire got smaller, although they said, oh, it's a lot stronger now. Well, it might work if you're just using melee, but if you're using a weapon, I mean, what's the point of that? While others are still working fine, like Equinox, and so they're reworking Ember. They're also reworking Wukong, which I hope will have an area of damage ability now. The only ability that he has that has an area of effect is Cloudwalker, but Cloudwalker doesn't really do anything. I mean, it stuns a little bit the enemies when you go up or when you go down, but other than that, doesn't do anything. I hope they can do a lot more with it. I've put up some ideas that he should grow his staff as big as a tree, and he would, you know, just slam it to the ground and explode everything, or maybe you'll slam one and a bunch of I don't know. But they're working on it, and I think they will have to put one because damage has become such a meta thing now in Warframe, so you'll probably go there. And the other one, of course, is Valbun. Good old underdog, kick at the horse finish down, goes nowhere, Valbun. They had a lot of ideas. I have no idea what's going to work. I've seen ideas that are just like little tweaks on the abilities, and I've seen others that are like major reworks on the character. Since just making the abilities stronger and make them more destructible. On another scene, they did say they were going to probably put him to use the Rattlers, so we'll probably use a lot of corpus robotics. So the Razzlers, the Moas, maybe the Bursters, I don't know. But depends on what they do, depends how strong they are, and depends on how strong he'll get. One thing is for sure, he needs a better armor, a much better armor. I mean, he's a big guy and his armor is like not even in a prime, so that'll be. Last but not least, there was something that Steven Sinclair said that caught my attention, and I can't believe nobody else is talking about this. I mean, I was sure Mugabe was going to pick it up and, you know, deal with it, but Steven Sinclair said that in the future there will be a big nerf to Warframe. A big nerf. He didn't explain why, he just said it's going to be a gradual thing. He didn't specify what it was. But to me, after what we've seen in the past year in Warframe, where CC has just gone down the drain, just down the drain really fast. I mean, the first one was you can use it against the Adlon, but Adlon was a boss and we're like, okay, he's a boss, he's a sentient, so okay, it doesn't work on him. But then, it doesn't work on Rachnoids. It doesn't work on Thumpers. And they're just bringing all these new enemies, and CC is just doing nothing to them. And it pisses me off a little bit because I'm a big Limbo main, and now I can't use them in big open areas because there was this time where I was doing fractures, and I created a bubble around the container that I put down, and I said, oh, it's fine, I can just go off and do something. And a goddamn jackal appeared and started shooting inside of it, and he was out. He was out of the bubble. Then I saw the container take damage, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And it destroyed the container, and I was like, how is this even possible? I think they patched it up. Because it was something that was not supposed to happen, but it was happening. But, you know, this is how much we see that CC is just not effective. It's just not working on Warframe. But even like that, they decided that they need to nerf Warframes. I mean, I'm counting on at least 20% of the damage to be taken down. Because, just think about it. I mean, we have Rivens now. Rivens can take a powerful weapon and make it the most destructive nuclear thing that in the game. I mean, I've seen it in Arcaplasmas, we've seen it in a bunch of other shotguns, the Heck, the Tigress. Then you have Warframes, which are getting even more powerful, because when you get a new Warframe and you want players to play him, you have to make it powerful. You have to make it a little bit different than the others and a little bit more powerful. That's why, you know, I have Hildren. And then we have the Archons, and now we have the Archons in the Larkspur. It just melts everything. I mean, a Larkspur with a medium build just melts every enemy up to level, I don't know, 50, 60, maybe 50, around 50. But I mean, it's no wonder that the Warframe developers are having problems creating missions and creating enemies to cope with this. I mean, Warframes are getting stronger, weapons are getting stronger, Rivens are helping. They already are trying to remove CC, but at some point they'll just have to lower everything down. And I think this will happen when it comes out the new war, because, you know, Lotus has essentially deserted us, so she'll turn against us, and it'll probably have some kind of underlying story that says the Lotus is now against us, so every weapon that she gave us, or that is going to be toned down, is going to be nerfed. It might be like that. He said it's going to be a phase thing. Of course, you know, people have builds and get wasted formas in. We're going to wasted Kuva to get Rivens to put the Rivens perfect for such a weapon, and such a weapon is going to have no effect now. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm surprised more YouTubers are not talking about it. If you know what I'm talking about, write in the comment section what you think about it, or if you have any more information about it, just share it. Share it there. I'll try to keep you updated about what's happening the next few months with Warframe, but yeah, I'm just trying to create awareness so that when you're playing Warframe and you find out that your weapon went from making, I don't know, 10,000 destruction damage to about 2,000, you know that, you know, this is happening. This is going to happen in Warframe. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, like and subscribe, and leave a comment below to what you think. And I'll thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.